Break the board sports. Click that like, hit subscribe. It's your boy RJ Cash. Man, what a Saturday in college football. Ran the table Saturday night, 3-1. Friday night to go with 4-0 there in hockey. So just an amazing when you look at teasers, you look at the whole bit. 14-2 over the last 3 days. Been absolutely phenomenal. And now we get into our NFL teaser show for the week. Again, click that like, hit subscribe. Going to run down through some things. First game I want to look at, Washington Commanders at the Minnesota Vikings. Right now, Commanders laying 1.5, plus 1.5 for the home dog Vikings. Now, obviously, Bosmer at quarterback. Vikings got a lot going on, but Washington's not very good. However, they're getting 69% ticket count, 72% of the handle, 31% ticket count, 28% of the handle going to the Minnesota Vikings. When you look at this, Washington on the year, 1-6 ATS over their last 7. They're on a 7-game losing streak. More importantly, Washington doesn't play well against Minnesota. The Vikings are 5-1 straight up the last 6 meetings against the Commanders. Now, Minnesota, they're just 1-6 ATS and 1-6 straight up their last 7 overall as well. When I look at this, I think it's going to be a really, really ugly football game. However, I'm a big, we focus on 6-point teasers, 7-point teasers, 10-point teasers. I love Minnesota in a 7-point teaser, taking them to plus 8.5. I can't see either one of these two teams winning by more than 8. So go ahead, I'll book that and take it. Again, click that like, hit subscribe. Next game on the board, want to look at for teaser purposes, want to look at the Seattle Seahawks at the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Falcons still, they're pretty much out of it. But Seattle on the road, I got questions about Sam Darnold. I know Seattle's looked good and there's been a lot of praise, but now they've looked a little wobbly to me. And again, who have you beaten? 79% ticket count, 54% of the handle is laying the 7. When I look at this, though, they've had a house of horrors in Atlanta. They're just 2-5 ATS their last 7 games against the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons have played to the under 7 of their last 10 overall, which unders typically mean you have close games. Now, again, Seattle 9-3, Falcons 4-8. Seattle, a much better football team, not denying that. But the Falcons still have pieces to get this thing done. Last year, Seattle did go in there and win by 20. I like Atlanta, though, in a 10-point teaser, taking them up to plus 7. I would not tease Seattle down. Here's why. I have a rule. When it falls into the top 5 most bets, those are the things the sports books don't need to happen. Seattle's going to be in everybody's teaser. I understand why you're getting them down to pick. I'm not saying it's a bad bet. Just when you're in those, not even top 5, when you're in those top 3 most bets like them and the Rams, I'm just going to fade and go the other way. I just don't want anything to do with that. That spells trouble to me. A game that I love in a teaser spot, call me crazy, I love the New York Jets taking them in a 7-point teaser up to plus 10. Now, Miami's laying 3. They're getting 62% of bets, 74% of the handle, as where the Jets are only getting 38% ticket count, 26% of the handle are the New York Jets. When you dive in and look at this, though, you got a division matchup. You got a warm weather Miami team traveling up north to New York. Now, granted, Dolphins 11-4 against the number of the last 15 versus the Jets, but the Jets sneakingly 4-1 ATS over their last 5. I understand Miami's taken 5 of the last 6 versus the Jets, and Miami's 4-1 as of late. But when I look at this, I just like the spot. It's very cold up here above me in the Northeast. Miami 5-7, Jets 3-9. If you're telling me the Jets are getting 10 at home with a Miami team that's just 1-4 on the road, I'll take that. So I like the Jets plus 10 and a 7-pointer. I like the Jets plus 13 in a 10-point teaser, leaning towards those. One of my favorites in the 7-point teaser, I gave it out, and I'll go ahead and give it now, my best 7-point teaser of the week. Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking them down to minus 1.5. Green Bay Packers down to pick. Now, Tampa 7-5. New Orleans Saints 2-10. Saints just 1-5 on the road. They've lost back-to-back games, had a sneak win in there against Carolina. Other than that, they've been horrific. Tampa Bay has won 6 of the last 7 and 7 of the last 10 here versus the Saints. Now, Bucks, one of the most heavily bet games, laying 8.5, getting 71% of ticket count, 76% of the handle. as to where the Saints are getting 29% ticket count, 24% of the handle. But when I look at this, New Orleans 2-14 over their last 16. Now, Tampa Bay, this game comes at the right time. Tampa Bay is struggling to hold on. Carolina's got a lot of steam over the last 5 games. Tampa Bay 1-5 ATS, 2-4 straight up. But I like this as a get right spot. Now, the Saints have played to the under 8 straight games, and they are 10-5 ATS the last 15 against the Bucs. But again, I just think the Bucs at home are too much here. My favorite 7-point teaser of the week, Bucs -1.5 with the Green Bay Packers at pick. Love the value there. Another team, the line has risen yet again in this game. I love them in a 10-point teaser again, 14.5. And that's the Tennessee Titans. Look, who are the Browns to be laying 4.5? I'm not saying Tennessee's no bargain. But yes, Cleveland's defense, yeah, the excitement about Shador, but he's still a rookie. And this Tennessee defense has played kind of sound for the most part. 29% ticket count is equaling 54% of the money on the Titans. That tells me pro. 71% ticket count, but only 46% of the handle. That tells me very much public in this one. I love the Titans in a 10-pointer getting 14.5. Listen, they've lost 7 straight games. They're 1-5 ATS the last 6 against Cleveland. But again, Cleveland's no bargain either. 3-15 straight up their last 18. 5-13 ATS their last 18. And you're telling me I'm getting 14.5? Book the Tennessee Titans for me, plus 14.5 in a 10-point teaser. I'll go with that any day of the week. So next game I want to focus on Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow back. Now the Bengals just 1-4 their last 5 on the road, but that was pre-Burrow. Buffalo 13-6 straight up their last 9. But listen, the Bengals have beat the Bills 6 of the last 8 matchups. Right now, this line 5.5, 6. I think if you put Cincinnati in that 10-pointer with Tennessee, get Cincinnati plus 16. Also thinking a 7-pointer getting Cincinnati plus 13 is good value. I can't tease Buffalo down to win because the Bengals are allowed to win this game. With Joe Burrow at the helm, they get T. Higgins back. Anything can happen. I can't tease Buffalo down to win this game. Normally, it would be, hey, get Buffalo down there at home. Just can't get there with that one. Going to take a pass. Another team in a 10-point teaser that I like, call me crazy, but these two teams played earlier in the year on a Thursday night. It was 10-7 in Denver. Right now, Denver laying 7.5 at the Raiders. They're getting 77% ticket count, 76% of the handle. Vegas getting 23% of the ticket count, 24% of the handle. Give me the Raiders plus 17.5. Look, since Denver is 1, they're 10-2, Raiders 2-10. But since the Denver Broncos have won the last 3 matchups under Sean Payton, before that, the Raiders won 7 straight, and you're getting 17.5. The 3 wins the Broncos have had, these last 3 outings against the Raiders, the most was 16. So 3, 10, and 16 in order. Against that, you're telling me now I can get the Raiders plus 17.5. I'll take it. I get it. But Denver is just 3-8 their last 11 games versus the Raiders. And ATS, the Raiders are 13-3 against the Broncos. If you're telling me I can get the Raiders plus 17.5, Raiders plus 17.5 with Bengals plus 16, Tennessee plus 14.5, I think that's got tremendous legs to it. That would be definitely a win in my book that I would want to take. Listen, another one, 10-point teaser. I'm not going to lay them. I'm not going to lay the points, but I'll take them in a 10-pointer at pick. Rams at the Cardinals. Now, the Rams, the most heavily bet game so far this morning, laying 9.5, 71% of ticket count, 75% of the money. At DraftKings, they're getting over 88% over at MGM. They're getting another 87% over at FanDuel. So overwhelming love for the Rams, and I get it. Arizona just 1-9 ATS the last 10 at home versus the Rams. The Cardinals just 1-9 straight up their last 10 overall. They've lost their last 5 home games. And the Rams 12-4-1 ATS the last 17 meetings against Arizona. Also, Rams have been a covering machine under Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. 15-5 ATS their last 20. Give me the Rams in a 10-pointer down just to win, though. I would actually take the Rams. You could pull the Raiders out. Actually, keep the Raiders at home. Bengals plus 16, Rams pick if you weren't comfortable with the Titans. So Rams pick, Bengals plus 16, Raiders plus 17.5. I think that's got some legs. One more 7-point teaser leg I want to focus on is the Houston Texans. Now, look, they're getting 3.5. I actually believe there's a good chance Kansas City wins this game, to be honest with you. But 59% of ticket count equaling 35% of the handout to the Texans. But we're not talking about 3.5. We're talking about 10.5. Houston 5-1 straight up its last 6, but they've lost 5 in a row at Kansas City. Another reason why I love the Chiefs. Chiefs 5 straight home wins, but Houston is 6-3 ATS the last 9. I think that defense keeps them around. It's going to be very cold in Kansas City tonight. 2 tough defenses. I think it's very low scoring. I'll take Houston plus 10.5. But let's just recalibrate here. My favorite 10-point teaser: Raiders plus 17.5 with Rams pick. And I want to go ahead and also put in that 10-point teaser, the Cincinnati Bengals plus 16. Then my favorite 7-point teaser of the day, I like the New York Jets getting 10, and I like the Jacksonville Jaguars getting 8.5. And then my most bet teaser of all, 7-point teaser, Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 1.5 with the Green Bay Packers pick. Click that like, hit subscribe. Check out our Sunday night football show breakdown. I'm RJ Cash, Break the Board Sports, where we give you stats, trends, and information to help you become a better handicapper. God bless and happy handicapping.